Hi guys, I know it's been a long time since I made a video for this book. So here is chapter 14. It was 3 years ago that Holly had taken to the stage for her debut karaoke performance. Not coincidentally, it was 3 years since Holly had taken to the stage to do karaoke. A huge crowd of her friends had gone to their local pub in Swords to celebrate one of the lad's 30th birthdays. Holly had been extremely tired as she had been working overtime for the past 2 weeks and she really wasn't in the mood to go out partying. All she wanted to do was to go home, have a nice long bath, put on the most unsexy pair of pajamas she owned, eat lots of chocolates, and snuggle up on the couch in front of the TV with Jerry. After standing on an overcrowded dart all the way from Black Rock to Sutton Station, Holly had definitely not Holly was definitely not in the mood to stand all night in a packed, stuffy pub. On the train, half her face had been squashed up against the window and the other half lodged underneath the sweaty armpit of a very unhygienic man. Right behind her was a man breathing alcoholic fume rather loudly down her neck. It didn't help matters that every time the train swayed, he accidentally pressed up his big beer belly up against her back. She had suffered through the ordeal every day going to work and coming home for 2 weeks, and she could take it no longer. She wanted her pajamas. Finally, she arrived at Sutton Station, and the very clever people there thought it was a good idea to all get on the train while passengers tried to get off. It took her so long to fight her way through the crowd to get off the train that by the time she reached the platform, she saw her feeder bus drive off, packed with happy little people smiling out the window at her. And because it was after 6 o'clock, the coffee shop had closed, and she was left standing in the freezing cold waiting for another half hour till the next bus arrived. On top of everything else, this strengthened her desire to cuddle up in front of the fire. But a good evening at home was not to be. Her beloved husband had other plans. She arrived home tired and extremely pissed off to a crowded house and thumping music. People she didn't even know were wandering around her living room with cans of beer in their hands and slumping themselves on the couch she had intended to inhabit for the next few hours. Jerry stood at the CD player acting DJ and trying to look cool. At the moment in time, she had never seen him look so uncool in her life. What's wrong with you? Jerry asked her after seeing her storming upstairs to the bedroom. Jerry, I'm tired. I'm pissed off. I'm not in the mood to go out tonight, and you didn't even ask me if it was all right to invite all these people over. And by the way, who are they? She yelled. They are friends of Connor's, and by the way, this is my house too, he yelled back. Holly placed her fingers on her temples and began to gently massage her head. She had such a headache, and the music was driving her crazy. Jerry, she said, quietly trying to stay calm. I am not saying that you can't invite people over. It would be fine if you had planned it in advance and told me. Then I wouldn't care. But today of all days, when I'm so tired, her voice became weaker and weaker with every word. I just wanted to relax in my own house. Oh, every day is the same with you, he snapped. You never want to do anything, anymore, anyway. Every single night you come home in your cranky moods and bitch at me about everything. Holy's jaw dropped. Excuse me? I've been working hard. And so have I. But you don't see me biting your head off every time I don't get my own way. Jerry, this isn't about me getting my own way. This is about you inviting the whole street to our house. It's Friday, he yelled, silencing her. It's the weekend. When is the last time you went out? Leave your work behind and let your hair down for a change. Stop acting like such a granny. And he stormed out of the bedroom and slammed the door. After spending a long time in the bedroom, hating Jerry and dreaming of a divorce, she managed to calm down and think rationally about what he had said. And he was right. Okay, he wasn't right in the way he had phrased it, but she had been cranky and bitchy all month and she knew it. Holly was the type of person who finished work at 5 p.m. and had her computer switched off, lights off, desk tidied, and was running off for her train by 5:01 p.m. Whether her employers liked it or not. She never took her work home, never stressed about the future of the business because, quite frankly, she didn't care, and phoned in sick as many Monday mornings as possible without running the risk of being fired. But due to a momentary lapse of concentration when looking for new employment, she had found herself accepting an office job that forced her to take paperwork home, agree to late work, and worry about the business which she was not happy with at all. Agree to work late and worry about the business. Okay. How she even managed to stay there for an entire month was anybody's guess. But nevertheless, Jerry had been right. Ouch, it even hurt to think it. She had gone out with him or her friends for weeks and fell asleep the minute her head hit the pillow every night. Come to think of it, that was probably Jerry's main problem. Never mind the bitchiness. But tonight would be different. She intended showing her neglected friends and husband that she was still fun and frivolous Holly who could drink them all under the table and still manage to walk the white line all the way home. This show of antics began by preparing homemade cocktails. God only knows what was in them, but they worked their magic, and at 11 o'clock, they were all dancing down the road to the pub where karaoke was taking place. We can all see where this is going. Holly demanded to be first up and heckled the karaoke host until she got her way. That's our Holly. The pub was jammed, and that night there was a very rowdy crowd who were out on a stag night. It was as though a film crew had arrived in the pub hours earlier and worked away, setting the scene for disaster. They couldn't have done a better job. The DJ gave Holly a huge build-up after believing her lies of being a professional singer. Jerry lost all power of speech inside from laughing so hard but she was determined to show him that she could still let her hair down. He didn't plan that divorce just yet. Holly decided to sing like a virgin and dedicated it to the man who was getting married the next day. As soon as she started singing, Holly had never heard so many boos in her whole life and at such a loud volume. But she was so drunk, she didn't care and continued on singing to her husband, who seemed to be the only one without a moody face. Eventually, when people began to throw things at the stage and when the karaoke host himself encouraged them to boo even louder, Holly felt that her work there had been done. When she handed him back the microphone, there was a cheer so loud that people from the pub next door came running in. There were all the more people to see Holly trip down the steps in her stilettos and fall flat on her face. They all watched as her skirt went flying over her head to reveal the old underwear which had once been white and which she hadn't bothered to change when she got home from work. Holly was taken to the hospital to see to her broken nose. Jerry lost his voice from laughing so loudly, and Denise and Sharon helped matters by taking photographs of the scene of the crime, which Denise then chose as the cover of the invitations to her Christmas party with the heading, "Let's get legless." Holly vowed never to do karaoke again. And that is the end of chapter 14 for all of us, for all you guys. We'll meet next time with chapter 15. Until then, bye bye.